Hello, everyone. This is my Anything Goes book, and I am calling it finished. So I thought I would do a flip through of it. I call this my Anything Goes book because it's an art journal. It is a place for me to try different things. Um, this is meant for my own eyes, so it is meant to be messy. And I've written here in the very first page here, there are no rules. This is for experiments, to try techniques, to learn about tools, to practice or to warm up, record ideas, make lists. It is a place for self expression, to learn to enjoy the process. It is okay for these pages to be messy. And that's all this is. It is a composition book, and I did start it just as a place for myself to try things out so that no one else had to see it. And I could find out if I liked that kind of paint, or if this stamp worked after I made it, or what happens when I put paint over this, or whatever. And so I wrote a lot of notes and things about some of the stuff that I was doing. This is Sgraffito. It's for collage. It's for, using different kinds of paper. And I did a lot of stuff in this football Sundays when I was streaming. It was for a good year, I think. It was Anything Goes Sunday. And I would get this book out and just get some paint out and some stamps and just try things out, do a little bit of collage, do some scribbling, whatever. When I had questions from people, I would get the book out and try it in this book. Let's see what happens. Let's see what this looks like. So it's ugly. Um, it's okay to uh, scribble, scribble doodles. It wasn't meant to be one of those pretty art journals. This was more for just having fun with the process and just doing something, not necessarily having a plan, but just trying things out. And it really did serve its purpose. It was a lot of fun. I've got a lot of things in here saved. Not all the pages are pretty. And if you're going to do this for yourself, you can do it with any kind of book. But tell yourself that you're not going to share it. It's just something for you just to do until you become more comfortable with whatever it is you want to do. This is a place to try out something, and it may not work out. You may create mud. You may not like how the paint looks, or you might mess it up. And this is the place to do that, to mess things up, try it out, and no one else has to see it. This is one of my least favorite pages. It's a place also to write notes, things that do work for you, things that don't work for you. Mark making, just to get into the practice. A great place to warm up. If you're just not sure exactly what you want to do, grab some colors and just scrape some paint on your pages. Some of these pages could probably use a little bit more something, but I'm ready to move on. I'm ready to go to my next book, and I have put it together. I might do another flip through for it as well. I'm ready to start another book, to have fun with another one. This one's my Inca Gold Circles. I had a lot of fun doing this page. I just really like the way Inca Gold shimmers. So I will enjoy looking at this page in the future. And I did write Inca Gold circles, so I remember what it was that made those wonderful shimmer circles. So you can try out paint. You could do paint swatches so that you know what color it actually looks like. This composition book, the pages are really thin. I wrote here and I put some paint over the top. The, the pages are really thin, so when I've added paint, wet glue, that kind of thing, the pages have wrinkled a lot. So you may want to use a blank book for something like this with better pages. Or you may want to make your own personal art journal with the kinds of paper that you would like to either try out or that you like working with. Make your own personal art journal and just play with it. Just pull out things and don't worry about what the end result is going to be. Here's acrylic paint wash. I wrote down here acrylic paint to see how opaque paint really would be. The acrylic paint with a little bit of water and acrylic paint wash so I can see the different variations of what I could see underneath paint when I got it down. So it's not meant to be pretty. It's just meant to work things out, to maybe even a little reminder, lists of things that you want to do. I don't remember what this one was. I put a wash of some kind of gold paint or something over this to see if these joss papers would run, if the inks would run. So this is the place to do that kind of thing. If it runs and it's not exactly what you wanted to happen, then you know that that's not what you wanted. But it's here for future reference. And what happened when I put paint over those joss papers? I added some collage and little bits. I did a lot of scribbling, handwriting, adding paint, elephant. So this was not meant to be pretty, but it turned out pretty cool considering it's just random bits of whatever. I didn't do these pages all at one time. Sometimes do a little bit of stamping, and then I'd come back and put a little bit of collage on. I'd scribble a little bit and then put something over that, add some paint circles. Here's houses. Add a house like a child. It's ugly. It's not, it's not meant to be, pretty and exciting and all that stuff. But it did turn out pretty cool. Place just to put some images, and it's all wrinkly. I cut out a square and thought that was kind of cool, so I glued it down. So this helps me let go a little bit, stop trying to be perfect in everything I do. This is the place where, I have no idea what I'm doing, what's going on, how it will turn out, and that's okay. It can be messy and it can be ugly, and it might not turn out really cool, and it might be all wrinkly, and it makes it all the more interesting. Lots of notes in here. Here's another page that probably could use something else. Add a wash of acrylic white paint to tone down a busy background. Because that was really busy. I kind of remember that. So I've used all kinds of different techniques, stamping and stenciling and collage, and I've practiced my handwriting in here, used some of my rubber stamps, pens and pencils, scribbled, and just did a bunch of different things. not really caring how it turned out. Not really. And it did turn out interesting. So that I am going to do another one. It's not going to be a composition book this time. It is going to be a handmade book that I put together last night. These last few pages, and I'll give you a peek of my new one. And I can take this off my inventory list of things that needed to get done. I am calling it finished. Every page has something. My last page is a serendipity. Just glued a bunch of stuff down on the page. So that is my finished Anything Goes book. And what I will be using after this one is one that I put together, and I will show how I put this together. I've been calling this a personal art journal. I did use a Copic binding for this one, and I'll do a flip through of it by itself. But these are just pages of scrapbook paper and book text and other like watercolor paper and writing paper, sketchbook paper, uh, just some plain bits, some bits that I've put some collage on, wax paper, and I will be doing the same kind of thing. I will grab this vellum. I will grab this to see, you know, just do some stamping, just get warmed up. And then I'm planning on just filling it up with complete nonsense, having some fun with it, and seeing what happens when it's all finished. So anything goes. It all can be done in your personal art journal. No one else has to see it, so it can be as messy as it you want it to be, or maybe you don't want it to be. It can be a total mess, but it could end up really cool. Thanks for watching.